For the second year running, we have misinformation and disinformation as a top-ranked or the top-ranked risk category. Last year, we all know, was a record year in terms of how many people went to the ballot box around the world. Many have been tracking the attendant polarization forces in certain societies, and then the role of misinformation and disinformation in those situations.
All of our cancers, cancer tumors, little fragments of those tumors float around in your blood. So you can do early cancer detection. If you can do using you can do early cancer detection with a blood test. And using AI to look at the blood test, you can find the cancers that are actually seriously threatening the person. So we can, again, cancer diagnosis using AI has the promise of just being a simple blood test. Then beyond that, once we gene sequence that cancer tumor, you can then vaccinate the person, design a vaccine for every individual person to vaccinate them against that cancer.
This guy went around giving everybody pardons. And you know, the funny thing, maybe the sad thing, is he didn't give himself a pardon. And if you look at it, it all had to do with him.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures and Wall Street. I hope you're doing well. We have some things I wanted to lay off my chest today. But before I do, let me say my disclosure. Everything on this podcast is meant for information and education purposes only. This is not financial advice. Even though I am a financial advisor, everything on this podcast should be used for education and information purposes only. Now, if you would like investment advice, give our office a call, 813-448-3446, or simply visit us at cortezwm.com. You know, I wrote a book last year called America First Retirement Plan. If you give us a call, if you book an appointment with us, I am going to send this copy to you, and I'll even sign it. No cost to you. We just ask 15, 20 minutes of your time to see if we can even help you, to see if we're a good fit for you and you're a good fit for us. And that's pretty much it. We want to make sure that your investments stay here in America, that you are promoting America, that your values are being honored with your dollar, your hard-earned dollar, that you're not funding this woke agenda. You're not funding the legislation of the LGBT agenda. You're not funding your own demise. So a lot of people, they just put their money in banks and say, hey, I'm just going to get a 4 or 5% interest rate. Well, great for you. Do you know that when you put your money in the bank, you actually relinquish ownership to the bank? And when you do that, you're letting the bank know, hey, you have the right to take my money. And if you're insolvent, don't worry, Mr. Bank. You could take my money and give it back to me whenever you want on your own terms. It's called being a creditor. They're called bank bail-ins. And unfortunately, in America, this is possible. So in 2010, they got rid of all the banking laws. They got rid of all the bankruptcy laws and changed it according to the Dodd-Frank Act. Bank bail-ins have been commissioned, guys. Don't forget, 2023, we had more bank failures than any other, in 2023, we had more bank failures in 2023 than in 2008. Look it up. Just insanity with the interest rates. You guys remember the interest rates creeping up, skyrocketing, and now they're trying to cool them off. Hey, but don't be surprised going into this Trump administration that we might see some rising interest rates again. We might. It's going to be a rocky year. I also think they will crash the stock market on Trump. I mean, they damn near try to kill him. They tried to take his liquor's license away from his resorts. They witch hunt him. How many times? Russian collusion hoax, all these things. Mar-a-Lago, Stormy Daniels, they threw everything at him. But since he was God ordained, he got in. So, I wanted to speak to something that's been weighing on me. It's been weighing on me big time, and I just want to apologize to my fan base, to my audience, and to anyone that's listening to this that may have a um pre-cognitive notion that, we are hating on people. The reason why I want to share that, because everything in the truth media, everything in the right wing, everything in the conspiracy theory agenda is all about divisiveness, creating um this cultic, like, just a cult. It's just like this whole belief system. So when you have a belief system, you always find evidence to support that belief system. So if you are a negative Nancy, you will always find negative things to find out to support your negative mindset. And this is why crabs. So you have crabs, right? The story of the crabs, where grandpa takes his grandson out fishing. They have a bucket of crabs that he already caught, that grandpa caught. And the little boy says, "Hey, grandpa, like, where's your lid for your bucket?" And grandpa goes, "No, they're crabs. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, son. The the crabs pull each other down. When one tries to get out, all the other ones pull it down. All the other ones pull it down. So there's no need to have a lid." And so we have crabs in our life. We have the neighbor, we have the teacher, we have the boss, we have a teammate, we have a classmate, we have somebody in the church, maybe on your worship team. You have actually some mentors are a bunch of crabs that you hold at a certain value, and you say, "Oh, you just take them with a grain of salt." Well, you don't like their personality, but you like their financial status, and then you take them with a grain of salt. That's really what it is. And so we have this crab mindset that is all around us. So here is a personal development tip 101 that has helped me in my personal journey: is get rid of the crabs. Get rid of the people that bring you down. When you say, "Hey, I want to start a new business," the ones that are cheering you on are going to be the ones that are lifting you up empathetically when you're in the hole. You want to get rid of your friends? There's two things you can do. Say, "I'm not drinking alcohol anymore." And number two, actually, "I'm not drinking alcohol." You'll get rid of literally 70% of your friends, because all they want to do is just drink. And those are crabs. And they feel like they can't have a good time without drinking. And number two, saying, "I'm starting a business." Those two things will change your circle so fast that you wouldn't even believe it. Now, I know this is a financial show, but it's also a mindset. It's a mindset shift that it's happening. It's a mindset shift that needs to happen, because we call ourselves Christians. We call ourselves God-fearing patriots. But what does that mean? What does a God-fearing patriot mean? And if we're only doing business with God-fearing patriots, which most of you are, then we really need to suck in this actual verse, live it, and understand that this, to me, is literally one of the hardest verses. And when we go to heaven, I'm going to ask, I have one question, God, like, why'd you put this in the Bible? Because I really struggle with this. I've really, really struggled with this. And it's not just Leviticus 19:18. It's also Matthew. It's also Mark. It's also Matthew and Romans and Galatians. So Leviticus 19:18, "You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against any of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself." And Matthew 22, it says, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind." And the second is like it, love your neighbor as yourself. Mark 12:31. The second is this, love your neighbor as yourself. Matthew 7:12. All things whatsoever ye would that men shall do to you, do even so to them. The golden rule. You guys know that. Do unto others as others and do it to you. We get that. Romans 15:2. Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification. Galatians 6:10, as we have therefore the opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of household of faith. So we want to treat people well in the church because not because they're extra special, is because we want to honor them and their faith. But we should treat our neighbors like we love ourselves, like as ourselves. So what if your neighbor is a Jewish person that hates Jesus? Man, it got quiet. What if he's a Muslim person that hates Jesus? What if he's an atheist that just straight hate any type of form of religion? It says religion is just nothing but a mockery and something to control you. We're supposed to love that guy. We're supposed to love that guy as yourself. Here in the hurricanes in Florida, it's very tough. It's very tough with the generators, right? So we get these floods, and I have several generators. I have one in my old home. I have two in my current home. And they're not, only one is open. One box is open, and they're a hot commodity. They're $500, $600, $700 each, and brand new in a box. And you can't get them during the hurricane season. And when the hurricanes come, they're the first thing to go. You also can't get, what do you call it? Gas cans. First thing to go. But when your neighbor sees an extra generator in your garage, what do you say to him? When your family says, your brother-in-law calls you and says, hey, we need a generator for an elderly person at our church. And now you become this person that you feel like you're getting taken advantage of. So those are the things where we have to really, really consider, prioritization. And honestly, we want to help as many people as we can. And so I wanted to apologize on this network, on whatever network this show is on, that please don't take me for someone that hates Jewish people, Muslim people, or any people at all. That is not my heart. Do I disagree with a lot of the stuff that's happening? Abso-freaking-lutely. But you know what? I'm a sinner. I have sinned. I still sinned. And one thing I know about Jesus is that he died on that cross for all of us, even for the people he hated, or even the people that hated him. People literally hated Jesus, and he still died for them. We need to bring that hope. We need to bring that love back into this space, into this network, into the church, into your mindset. We need to bring that back. Now, that doesn't mean we get to be little wussies. It is, we got to love everybody. Everybody needs a hug. No, I'm not saying that. You still have to be a warrior king. You still have to chop heads off. You still have to fight for your family. But you need to love your neighbor as yourself. I'm not talking about defending your family. I'm not talking about defending your faith. I'm just talking about hate. If you hate your brother, you have no room for Jesus in your heart. You have no room for God in your heart. And we cannot hate people. We can't go around and blowing up a certain demographic because they don't love Jesus. Now, I can choose not to do business with them. I can choose not to be friends with them, but I'm not going to hate them. Because you know why? Jesus died for them too. And we have to honor that. And he commands us to love your neighbor as yourself. I struggle with that, man. It's one of my hardest verses. That is literally the hardest verse I struggle with. The 10 Commandments I'm cool with. Anything in the Bible I'm pretty much cool with, but love your neighbor as yourself is one of the hardest things. And even though God's love is simple, God's love is majestic and sovereign. Yeshua is everlasting. He's all omnipresent, omnipotent. Our love isn't. Our human love isn't. There's no way that we could love the way he does. We're human. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to think selfishly. We're going to have a victim mindset. We're going to have a crab mindset. We will associate with crabs in our life, and we don't even know we're in the bucket with crabs. And we're getting pulled down by bad theology, bad influences, bad associations, and that becomes our identity. Well, I'm here to tell you, stop the identity crisis. We need to bring the Spirit of God back in our lives. We need to bring Jesus back in our hearts. And I apologize. I haven't been the best leader at this. I don't even want to associate with hate. I'm a financial guy. I want to talk about the markets. I want to talk about making money in the index, talking about how we can make your retirement more successful. But I feel led to talk about this because there's so much hate out there. I don't care. When I died, basically when I died in the hospital, and I saw the feet of Jesus, and I saw the black cloud leave my hospital room. It was a tough time for me. It was a humbling time for me. I got humbled financially. I got humbled spiritually. Was being sued while I was being resdemivired because I recommended a Bitcoin fund that went fraudulent, and I took the hit. My whole life was crashing down on me. I'd say that because one of the things I heard God tell me is not only did he say, I'm with you, go fix it. It was just that. He said, go fix it. Go fix your health, go fix your business, go fix your clients, go fix your marriage, go fix everything. And I don't know if I've done the best job at that, but I will say, because the people were vaccinated, it was during that time where we were vaccinated and unvaccinated, and we got treated different if I was unvaccinated. I ended up getting resdemivired, as you guys know. But we had this like divisiveness. Oh, you're vaccinated. Ugh, you're unvaccinated. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you took the jab or not. It doesn't matter. And you're still going to die, and you still will be judged. Do vaccinated people go to heaven? Do unvaccinated people go to heaven? I don't think God actually cares. He just wants to know that you love him and that you have a relationship with him and that you admit that you are a sinner and that you need him in your life to cleanse it. And that your name isn't written in the book of life. And so when I started thinking about that, I personally started thinking, where has this shown up in my life? Where have I been divisive? Oh, by the way, there's a scripture that says I'm supposed to love that vaccinated neighbor as myself. Yeah. Tough one, man. It's a tough one. And I know it's cool to I'm not doing this for the views, guys. I'm not doing this for the views. I don't get like 100 million views, nor do I care. I'm doing this. The core of me was doing this to get the positive message out, to get the raw message out. And great, if I get a phone call from a client and make a few bucks, great. I could use that money to produce more shows and more episodes. And I've done that successfully here for 4 years. So yeah, my aim is to have clients call me because I run a for-profit business, investment firm, as well as a safe money firm that practices insurance solutions for your retirement. 100%. That is a secondary aim. Does it work great? No, but it works. But the main thing is to have a channel that honors a mission, that honors what we believe in. To have a show, a monologue, basically, a show that we can talk about real things, that we can question what we're doing and get curious about where's all this started. But I just wanted to get on the mic midweek podcast. Not really even talking about the markets, just talking about our mindset. Like, just do a check-in on our hearts. Because as we go into 2024 and the legals are sent back and the tariffs are coming in and the dollar increases, and maybe gold continues to rise past 3,000. Interest rates go stagnant and then they come right back up and then go back down. Whatever it is, we still have to love our neighbor as ourselves. It's not a 10 commandment, but it sort of is because it says do not covet as one of the 10 commandments. And I go back. I'm hurt. I really am hurt that I've done a terrible job of not showing love and just not being just not having my fruits. Have I been fruitful? I don't know. I honestly don't know if I can say that. Have I been convicted? Yes. So I'm asking forgiveness publicly if I've insinuated hate in any way. It's not me, man. It's not me. And it doesn't matter what network I'm on, I'm still responsible for me. And so I wanted to publicly apologize for not showing the love of Jesus on my show. I don't need to talk about how much I give to my church or if I worship lead or, I buy shoes for kids in Mexico. I don't want to talk about things like that. I just want to say that we have to have a message of hope. We have to show more hope in our lives. Just because Trump is in doesn't mean we get to sit back and God's going to take care of everything. No, we have to work. And Christianity and loving the cross is work, man. It's work. And faith with works, right? So we just have to, I just think we've done a terrible job of showing love, man. And look, I've seen it all. I understand there's evil people out there. I'm not saying love evil. I'm not saying doing business with them or be friends with them. I'm just saying love your neighbor, whoever they are. Because we will be judged. We will be judged on all counts. It's a tough verse, man. It rocked me today. It just rocked me because I haven't been the best at it. And I will get better. Up until today, I'm not picking up shame. I'm not picking up guilt. I just want us to be better. I want us, actually me, I want me to be better. I can't point the finger at you, but me, I want me to be better. I'd be better to love my neighbor. And I have neighbors of all walks here on my street. Also, it's imperative to be careful of who you listen to, especially in the podcast game. There's a lot of hate. If you listen, just listen to the people out there. It's nothing but fearmonger and hate. Now, 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and sound mind." He says it in 2 Timothy 1:7. I have given you this, not the spirit of fear. But yet people move on fear. And that's all that's out there is fear. Fear and hate. That's what people want to hear. That's what gets the most views on Twitter, on Rumble, on YouTube. They cut you off if you say anything crazy on YouTube. But this is what people want to hear. They want to hear the fear. They want to hear the drama. They want to hear the hate, so they have something to talk about. And then as a belief system, we clinch onto it because we have sensitivity, because they're the ones that killed Jesus. They're the ones that did that. They're the ones that hurt America. And next thing you know, we're in the same boat as the freaking Antifa. They're hating idiots, and we become a hating sheep. Doesn't mean we have to be weak and dumb. It just says, hey, I acknowledge that this is a problem, and I don't want to be motivated. I don't want to be associated with that, because God's word says it clearly in multiple verses that we have to love our neighbor. And I've done a crappy job of that. Once again, I made it about myself, made it about this show. We just have to do a reset and let the Holy Spirit just really convict us on what that means to us. What does that mean to us? Love your neighbor as yourself. Now, there's so much I can talk about retirement and money and this and that, but I like to take time to just reflect on going deep. And we keep feeding this like negative mindset. So there's this story of the wolf. I said this a few weeks ago. The story of the wolf basically is a two wolves story. There's a good wolf and bad wolf. And so Indian Papa Chief takes his Indian, Native American, call it whatever you want, Native Indian grandson to the woods and says, "Hey, son, you wouldn't want to go see some wolves?" He said, "Yeah, let's go." And then they go deep in the woods and they find two wolves. And two wolves were fighting. And there's a good wolf and a bad wolf, or the evil wolf. We'll call the bad one evil and the other one good one. So the good wolf fights the bad wolf. And the little boy goes, "Papa, which one wins?" And Grandpa goes, "Whichever one you decide to feed." So the evil one is fear, anxiety, no control, chaos, depression, irritability, victim mindset, suicidal thoughts, negative words like can't, always and never. Those are those words that I'll never be able to do that. I'm always like this. Words that literally change and destroy you. This is why your tongue is death. How you speak to yourself will determine who you become in life. Period. The good one, the good wolf is hope, freedom, strength, power, responsibility, courage, bravery, heart, dedication, triumphant, perseverance, majestic. So the question is which one are you feeding? Which one are you feeding? For me, I was feeding that evil wolf like crazy, man. I didn't know there was a good wolf I had to feed. And then I learned about love languages and my past and how I wasn't really nurtured as a child, and I seek affirmation because sometimes I feel that the story I tell in my head that I didn't get that when I was a kid. So the little boy inside of me is always seeking affirmation. And self-worth. I've struggled with self-worth issues for a long time, up until now, obviously. But we all have our own childhood issues that the crab mindset takes in, or the evil wolf takes in. And then we have to constantly get in the word to check ourselves. And it's very easy to adopt a belief system that, hey, we hate Chinese people, or we hate Jewish people. We hate all this stuff. And then we go into our understanding, and then we wonder why God is not blessing us. We wonder why God is not in our everyday lives. We wonder why bad things happen to us, because we're not honoring the cross. And it's our language on how we speak with each other. I mean, this is pretty deep, man. It actually shows up financially. I believe the people that are negative in your life are some of the brokest people financially. The ones that are always saying, hate this, hate that, and these people this, and get away from them. They're some of the brokest, ugliest people out there. And I truly feel your financial status is a reflection on your spiritual life. Many people won't like that. Many people won't like that. But I'm not here to cater to your feelings. I'm here to tell you the truth. I personally believe that your financial status is associated with your spiritual life. Is associated with your spiritual fitness with the Lord. God provides for his people. Don't you forget that it's biblical that God gives you the wisdom to generate wealth. He says in Malachi 3, if you would only tithe, then I would pour out my blessings where you wouldn't even be able to contain it. Like he says, try me in this. Try me. Like that's crazy. Who are we to try the Almighty God? The Almighty Jesus. Who are we to try? But he tells us, he gives us permission. Put your money where your mouth is, dog. And now I am going to hook you up. Like that's what he's telling us. And it's true. It is true. You've never, and this is not just a biblical concept. It is such a biblical, God-ordained, supernatural power that it works in all walks of life. They call it philanthropy. The atheists, the non-Christians call it philanthropy. And, giving and giving back to the community. No, that's a biblical principle. Even the Muslims would give and they will be blessed because it is a biblical concept ordained by God himself. None of this karma or Hindu junk. None of that. It's actually a biblical concept. You've never met a broke giver. Tell me one. Tell me one. And if you know one, email me, info@cortezwm.com. So you know what? In 2025, maybe losing weight, maybe get in shape, get that promotion, get a job, make 6 figures, whatever it is. Like, no one talks about, I want to give more. I want to love more. And I can't stand New Year's resolutions. I can't stand New Year's resolutions, man. There's a Quitter's Day. I think this year was January 10th. And it's been amazing. It's been amazing. So one of my, I don't want to say New Year's resolutions, but one of my New Year lifestyle changes I was going to do is I was focused on losing weight. I was like, dude, I need to get my belly in check, man. Like, I look way too fat. I can't be, I just can't be this credited man and look like a sack of crap, man. Like, I'm heavy. I'm a former soccer player. I play ice hockey currently, and I don't even have a body to show it. I'm just like this fat lard. Well, anyways, I said effective immediately, I am going to change. So I hired a coach, hired Josiah. His link is on my description. And he got me in check. Great guy. Got my macros right. And we all know that dieting or exercise and dieting is how you lose weight. And there are some things that you can do to lose weight, like taking some peptides, and we'll talk about peptides here in a second. But my New Year lifestyle change was I was going to count calories and I was going to do movement. And so I learned meals, movement, and muscle. Those 3 things. You got to have your meals in check. So I don't eat more than 2,000 calories. My body burns 2,500 calories a day. So I don't eat more than 2,000. So my body's in negative caloric deficit. And then movement, I need a 10,000, but I always do 11,000 steps, mainly 15 to 20,000 daily. I just got to move over 10,000 steps a day, non-negotiable. So I did my meals, count my calories, walked every day, and I did it by walking. Some nights I'll play ice hockey. Great, that's just great, but I always have 10,000 steps in by midnight. And then muscle, like, doing some push-ups 3 times a week or some light strength training and just building muscle. And that completely changed my life. Now I've added some peptides to it. So if you are interested in learning more about peptides, you can go to getmeleanusa.com and just lose some weight. Check out these pictures that I have here. Pretty amazing stuff. All American made, plant-based. And you can get in shape. Just get in shape. So it's worked for me. It's worked for hundreds of people, all American made. And just happy to be affiliated with them and partner with them and having access to that for you. So go right now to getmeleanusa.com and get you some awesome products, and you will love it. So in regards to the market, guys, like, the market's going to go up. I told you that the S&P 500 was doing well short term, and we are off to the races. So I really feel that the market is going to do well in the short term this quarter. Cautiously optimistic, as you know. Let me pull up some charts real quick. Boom. So for those of you that remembered SPUU, if you're trying to get some capital appreciation, SPUU is double the S&P 500. And I got a buy signal. I told you before that was getting into the S&P 500. I just got a buy signal. How convenient is that? But more importantly, that's SPUU. What about the riskier one, guys? Of course, this is not recommendation. This is not investment advice. This is just information purposes only. I get a buy signal January 22nd, 2025. Boom. Market's going to go up. Traffic lights, projections looking great. We've had a little bit of cyclical downturn here. But look, the market is going to go up. Of course, this is not investment advice. This is just my prediction. But short term, market's going to go up before it goes down. This thing is blowing up, guys. Like I usually get these buy signals because all 1,000 leading indicators that are lining up financially, the MACDs, stochastics, just the RSIs, everything's lining up perfectly, and we get a buy signal. So, if you have basic ETFs that are S&P heavy, and we'll look at the Qs real quick. And our buy signal on the Qs didn't even know that there's a buy on the Qs. Yep, same deal. Woo wee. We got the S&P, we got the NASDAQ, a buy signal on the NASDAQ. Get ready. This is on a daily chart. Holy smokes. We are cooking, baby. Yeah. Daily. So, yep, this is a Trump bump. It's going up. Markets are going up. I don't know what to tell you. So what's really, really cool, awesome, really excited. We are now able to get the QQQs, which is the NASDAQ. We can get 120% no fees contract. Your principal is protected. You get no downside whatsoever. You get 100% of the NASDAQ. The only thing you do have to worry about is that, yes, all your gains are locked in annually, but more importantly, you only have access to 10% a year. Again, no fees. So these are insurance-based contracts that track the QQQs. We got them in all 50 states except for my home state of North Carolina. Unfortunately, there's some bad juju there that's not working, but we just can't ride it in North Carolina. Sorry, my Carolina peeps. Feel for you. That's my home state, even though I'm in Florida. But yeah, if you're in all the other states, give me a call. We can get you in tracking the NASDAQ. All the gains that you make in the NASDAQ will be credited to your account year by year, point to point, in a principal protected account that's not in the stock market, by the way. You could literally double your money every 4 to 6 years, as long as you're okay with having access to 10% a year. A-rated carrier. I'm not here to say the names because I don't have permission to. And there's a lot of legality. And this is not a security, by the way. So your money's not in a stock market. You do get annual crediting statements. So you have to be okay with your money being credited annually. Oh, by the way, the NASDAQ has yielded over 130% since Trump got in 2016 to 2020. Very, very powerful stuff here. So as a trader, I'm telling you, S&P and the NASDAQ are going up short term. But as a long-term retirement planning client, this is a great product to track and have full control of your money. No downsides. Have access to 10% a year. You could literally make 15 to 30% a year in this account. Pull your 5, 6, 7%, and you'll never ever touch your principal. Your money is growing while you're pulling money out. No stock market risk. Of course, as a stockbroker, you never had access to this. As a financial advisor in corporate America, I never had access to this up until now. So the game is changing. Like, this is mathematically, quantitatively speaking, and qualitative speaking, this is some of the best conceptual investment vehicles that you can get your family involved with and have a legacy to leave your family. Like, I know there's a lot of guys out there, oh, I'm going to trade the stock, I'm going to trade the NASDAQ and Tesla and all blah, 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 blah. You do all these derivatives and all these things and stop losses on your future contracts. I mean, all this stuff that your wife doesn't know how to do. But how are you going to give her a plan that's something that's simple so that when you pass away, she can plug and play, man? Like, she has a plan that's simple, that's pretty much guaranteed, that can feed her retirement while you're gone. Like, as a man, you need to do that. As a man, you need to provide for your lady. and have a simple plan. Nothing complicated. Just letting you know, like, man up. Man up. And if you're a lady and if you have a bucket of cash or a bucket of investments and you're in the stock market and you don't have the trading capabilities that maybe I do or the knowledge I have, please give me a call so I can put bumper rails so you're not bowling gutter balls, so I can help you retire. I really want to help you. 813-448-3446. You can email me info@CortezWM. I will not be pushy. We are not pushy here. We're consultants. We want to organize your retirement, plan it so you don't have to worry about a market crash or running out of money. We want to give you the best options. So give us a call, 813-448-3446. With that being said, guys, sorry for getting a little emotional in the beginning, but I really feel that we need to love our neighbor more and more, because that's what's missing. We're missing the call on Jesus upon our lives. So yeah, get into CortezWM.com. Book an appointment with us. You can book an appointment online, request information. Also, don't forget you have my book. If you would like a free copy of the book, all you got to do is go to CortezWM.com. Book an appointment with us. If you would like a free guide, you can go to AmericaFirstRetirementPlan.com and download a free guide and request a book there as well. But more importantly, my new affiliate strategic partner here with Make, basically go to GetMeLeanUSA.com. GetMeLeanUSA.com. These are the peptides I've been taking. Go ahead and order the Lean and the Fit. Not cheap, not expensive, but however, it's made here in America. It's not the cheapest, but you're going to like the way you look in the next 30 to 60 days. Of course, you have to diet and exercise, but if you're looking for that extra push, look at all these people that have actually lost weight and taken advantage of plant-based peptides that are made here in America. Click on the link below. It's GetMeLeanUSA.com and go ahead and order up, guys. Amazing stuff. You can have it on subscription, auto script, and you will save, I believe, about 10 or 15%. But totally worth it. Try it out. See if you like it. Let me know. I personally tried it and I'm on it and it's great. You guys seen me get skinnier and skinnier. So yeah, here's some pictures about me and several others. So plenty of information on that site, all made in America. We want to help our God-fearing patriots get in shape and lose that fatty bottom, right? That fatty look that we all have, and actually get some lean peptides in that are great scientifically. I can't explain all the science behind it, but just trust me, take this stuff and it's amazing. All the proceeds that we make go to the show. We make a few bucks when we do sell a packet or two. So please do subscribe, get you some, and GetMeLeanUSA.com. Have a great one, guys. I'm out of here. Don't forget to visit our website, CortezWM.com. Let's get your retirement Trump ready for 2025. God bless. I'm out of here.